Hello ladies and gentlemen, StarCraft back with Game 2 between Scarlett and Polt. Game 1 went 40 minutes, so if you stuck with me through that whole thing, totally appreciate it, but I think it was worth it. Crazy game on a crazy map. Now we're back on Akalon Wastes. Tried and true. Got Polt down here in the bottom right. Scarlett in the top left. Now, Scarlett's always been very solid, but ever since she went to Korea, I'm finding her play to be really polished. She's making great decisions. Her practice over there must clearly be paying off. She's doing really well against really tough Korean opponents. Case in point, Polt is no slouch. The guy's been on the scene for a long time here at the top levels. And I think the last game, the only reason he probably couldn't take that game, even though it went 40 minutes, is that he just didn't focus enough on macro. He built 3 command centers that whole game. 1 got sniped pretty quickly. So I don't know how he really expected to hold off against a Zerg opponent that was taking bases everywhere, even though I know that it's one of those things that, yeah, he was sniping hatcheries left and right to be able to take care of things and try to keep the macro even. But the Zerg's going to be expanding regardless. They need that production capacity, so unless you're good enough to snipe hatcheries on all sides of the map all the time, you have to keep expanding. So it's just kind of stubborn. It's very interesting to see. Are we going to be seeing a command center first? Looks likely. Probably build it as part of his wall up top. We're going to have a hatch first on this side. Pretty straightforward. Yes, it will be on the high ground. Been trying to mesh this in with my gameplay a little bit as well if I want to go for some early play. I just hate the feeling when you expand on the low ground and then somebody comes in with like a probe and just buggers around with you and it slows everything down. Doing this, just simpler to defend, doesn't tax as much APM, and it's much safer in case you go up against somebody with a much crazier opening. Super standard out of Scarlett here though. But I wasn't going to be expecting anything really different. I mean, she's good enough. She can mix in some different style plays if she wanted to go for something cheesy. But in this case, I don't think it was necessary. Scout's going to be heading out now from Polt. Just going to go and check and see if there is anything crazy. Gas is just being taken on this side, and that might just be for her to be able to get out some speed, deal with any early Reapers. But if we see from our Terran opponent, he's not even gotten gas because of the early expansion. So she's not going to have to worry about speed ultra fast because of that. She doesn't appear to be doing any scouting of her own. You see that the Overlord path for this first Overlord's gone along to the south. I've been seeing a lot more Terrans getting used to the scouting path of Zergs, making 1 or 2 quick Marines to go and start sniping Overlords off. Very worthwhile if you can do it, just because essentially you have the opportunity to really supply block your opponent, and that 100 minerals at the beginning of a game is